We're here with Terry Hutchinson, who was just recently named Rolex Yachtsman of the Year. That's the second time for you, Terry. I guess just tell, first of all, what an honor that is.
Yeah, well, I think you just nailed it. It's pretty awesome. And, a little bit how I said it in the release that was sent out. I mean, I think it's an acknowledgement as much of the people that I race with and the teams that I race with as it is to the individual effort that goes into it. And it's to win the award really as a tactician, I think is a huge nod towards the team element of our sport. And I mean, without sounding too cliche, it was just an awesome year, and it was a great thing to be a part of across a wide variety of teams. So I'm honored by it.
Well, that's what I was just going to say. I think one of the things that the voters are impressed with is versatility.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people can do very well in one design, and that's great.
Yeah.
But you will jump into a wide range of boats. You're not afraid to go do an RC44 regatta,
Definitely
even
not.
though you probably don't race that boat, but maybe once a year.
Yeah.
Tell us why you do that, Terry.
Well, I mean, I think that's the challenge of our sport, and the one thing that is that there's a certain amount of process that goes into racing boats well, into doing things well, and so the challenge inherent in stepping on one boat and stepping to another boat is to apply everything that you learn along the way to each individual regatta.
Right.
And building the consistency and doing that over time, it's impressive to see how much the same formula works time and time again. And 9 times out of 10, when we're not being successful, some part of that has failed the system. And so I think that's the biggest challenge, and to do it with a wide variety of owners and a wide variety of personalities, it's hard to get everybody to buy into that mentality. And it's fortunate, I think, to have a lot of people believe in what I bring to the table, and at the same time trust the fact that if you work as hard as everybody else does on the boat and people see that, then everybody responds collectively.
Well, covering sports, I know that if you're a recruited football player, the coaches like to see that you can play lacrosse and basketball as well,
Yeah.
and elements of those sports can help you in your primary sport.
Yeah.
Do you think that getting on different boats
Absolutely.
can help you as a sailor become better?
Yeah, absolutely. And if you look at going from the Quantum Racing, which is a fully professional team, to the Far 40 Plenty, which is a mixture of amateur and pros, you take elements out of both those that you can apply to each one. And yet on one boat there's all professionals, so there's strong opinion, strong-minded people, strong talent. On the mixture of amateur and pro, there's strong opinion, strong talent, but that requires a different style of leadership.
Right.
And so you definitely learn from both, and yet the one common denominator is that everybody, if they see you working hard, they're going to work hard with you. And I think that's in some ways that's the difference maker.
Well, speaking about going into different boats and new boats, you're now on Mente, which is a maxi.
Yeah.
You've sailed down here in Key West on a wide range of boats, but this will be your first time on a boat this size.
Yeah.
Talk about the challenges. I mean, obviously out there's I'm sure some shoals and whatnot that you have to worry about when you got a boat of this size.
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, Mente draws 5.2 meters, and most of the time around our race course we're racing in 6 to 6.5 meters, and Ian Moore, who's our navigator, is very careful about making sure that we're going in the right spots, and always on to me very quickly about, remember, we can't sail here, we can't sail there. Racing a boat of this size here, I have sailed with Bella for the last 14 months intermittently. So what that means is that we've done 4 events together over that time frame, and I think half of our challenge is making sure that we don't run aground, and then the other half is dealing with the competition, and then the next step is we have somewhat of a new team on the boat, and so we have in a very short period of time to bring all those pieces to the puzzle together. There's also a bit of we're building a little bit for the whole season, and Hap has been very clear on his expectations really for the year, and that he wants to have Bella winning regattas. He felt that the previous season wasn't as successful as it could have been, and so we have to raise the game up a little bit.
Well, you're talking about Hap Fowl from Minneapolis, who's one of the great owners in our sport for a long time with his Mente programs. So what is the ultimate goal, the Maxi Worlds?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously every time you go to a world championship you want to win, but I don't think we've put one event more important than the other.
Okay.
And so I think what we're talking about earlier, the process of winning, getting all the right pieces to the puzzle in place, that's what we're working on right now. And the goal is then really to build a really talented group of sailors that we have on board into a winning team. And that doesn't, that doesn't necessarily happen in a blink of an eye. So, as I said earlier, a lot of these guys are very, very good at what they do. They're opinionated, and so you have to listen to all those opinions, and you have to siphon through what's right and what's wrong, and allow the boat to move forward.
Well, so Terry, 2 Rolex Yachtsman of the Year awards in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Is that enough? Or Dennis Conner won 4, Ted Turner won 4.
Yeah.
You want to chase those guys?
Yeah, absolutely. Why would you stop here? I think that's the, but that's not. I don't say that in a ego-driven way. I mean, you say it in the terms that you have a lot of respect for those guys, and you have a lot of respect for what they've achieved on the water. And so to be mentioned in the same breath as guys that have won it twice, it's quite humbling. And so, but you always push yourself, and I definitely push myself to, I don't know if raise the game's the right word, but building consistency into the game. And it's funny that it's taken this long to happen. I mean, you look at some of the guys that are younger that have had success in the Olympic environment. Some of that's been through pure physical abilities to race boats well, and yet they've done it consistently. And so you look at that, and that's a great thing to be able to match. And yet I'm 46 years old. I don't feel like I'm losing a step in the game. And so it feels like the more you do it, the better you get at it, and you just inherently learn risk management. So that side of it's quite exciting. And as I said, I don't see any reason to stop now.
All right, good luck down here in Key West this week, Terry.
Thanks, Wags.